Lately these jobs got me struggling less, but I'm still under pressure, and I've still been depressed. There's no limit to extra, if it makes you the best. Flying low with the winners, close, take the air out my chest. I ain't tripping so long, maybe it's for the better. Cut the alcohol and the smoke, there's no limit to extra. Ain't as far as it goes, a long way from your regular, ayy. Make it rain on your umbrella, L.A. rain down.
Welcome back. This is not our typical setting, you know?
Yeah. I kind of like it though.
Yeah, I
kind of weirdly
the depth
like it.
is nice.
Right, the depth is nice.
You know?
You can kind of see where we normally feel like we're like breaking the fourth wall a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree.
But in like a fun way. This is where we normally do it. You know, we're sitting in front of my computer that is the brains of the operation of the podcast, and we're doing things a little bit different this week, as you probably can tell. Well, I guess only if you're watching. If you're listening, nothing has changed. I guess for anyone listening, we're not at our normal desk setup. It's just Grace and I here at the computer desk.
Yeah.
And as you can maybe tell by, I'm not sure what I'm going to name this episode. I was thinking maybe, because there's no guests, it's just us two this week, maybe spring update?
Yeah.
Something like that?
I would say that sounds about right. We have like a couple of, personal updates,
personal
a couple
updates,
of 100 miles.
100 miles updates, yeah.
So.
Yeah, so if you saw the video that we posted on Instagram last week, you would understand why we're like this and why we had to delay the podcast, because this was supposed to be out last week. We were already planning on doing a podcast that was just the two of us, but not like this kind of setup. But life got really crazy really fast, and
we didn't think we were going to buy a house.
Yeah, exactly. We thought
that soon.
We knew that we were going to buy a house probably within the next year.
Yeah, like 6 months. Like we were going to try to do a 6-month lease, but
yeah, our current place we had signed for 2 years ago, like when COVID, it was just going and starting that summer. And I love this apartment. This is like my favorite apartment I've ever lived in. But we knew that we were, there's no point in renting forever, and that we needed to buy a house. And that sounds super intimidating. Like buying a house sounds like an impossible task, and it definitely is hard, but I've learned through this process it isn't as hard as I guess I thought it was, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. Like I feel like it's just about, pretty much like having your credit straight and that sort of thing. And of course there are like loopholes here and there that you can kind of work around to get approved, but I didn't think I was going to get approved because like I didn't think I had enough credit. But,
right.
I did, and here we are.
So basically, Grace got approved to buy a house. My credit is not good enough to buy a house.
Well, don't knock your credit.
Well, I mean, it's good enough to buy a car. I bought my own car and it's paid off and stuff. But I just don't use credit stuff enough. Like I have a credit card, but I don't use it. I'm terrified to use it. I got
scary.
I got like $250 on it one time and was like, thought the world was going to end, because I don't know. I'm terrified. I don't like spending money that I don't have. If
I agree.
Makes sense.
I don't want to be in debt.
Interest rates and stuff. I don't feel like doing the math. And, anyone that knows me knows that when I buy stuff, like I like, my computer stuff and stuff for the cameras and stuff, but like making a big purchase for me is like a big deal. Like I have a really nice computer. Maybe I can throw a picture I got like a few months ago.
Small flex,
but like that was a major life decision for me. Like, I had sold some music gear that I didn't use anymore, and I was like, I need a new computer. I was actually borrowing a friend of mine's for like months. He let me use his old computer to play games and stuff, and we did the whole first season of the podcast off of that computer. But I knew personally, editing and stuff like that, I needed more. And I don't know how it's gotten into this, but I bought like a new computer, and that was like, it was like, I'm not gonna lie, it was like a $2,000 computer, like custom PC, and I like stressed over it. Like I kept asking you, like, even though I had the money, and it wasn't like my, it was like money that I had made from selling old music stuff, I was like pressed about it, because I'm like trying to be responsible. And kind of back to the house thing, I knew
But you paid it off so fast.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I did like a payment plan on it. And then like I immediately paid it off, essentially. Like I bought it in November and it was paid off by January, I think. So, no debt there. So if I'm stressed out about buying a computer, buying a, $100,000 hundreds of thousands of dollar house, you know, or
Yeah.
was terrifying. And,
Yeah. And it's like, it's not only that, it's like emotionally stressful
Yeah.
because like that you're going to be there for a while.
Right.
I mean, like, of course, like I would like to maybe rent it out and move on to something.
Right. Well, that's kind of our hope. It's a great
Different in
house,
the
and it's a
future.
great house for people that, you know, are in their late 20s like we are.
Yeah.
You know, we're both 26 and about to turn 27. So to buy, you know, I didn't think I would own a house until I was like 35. So I'm like
Right.
way ahead of track. And
But it's not easy. It's like the decision is like,
it's not. And kind of like what
Yeah.
you're saying, like, you know, this could be a great house for us to live in for 5 to 10 years. And then hopefully we can be at the point where we can like still own this house and maybe rent it out. And
yeah.
buy another. But you know, the house that so I feel like we've been beating around the bush. Like, so we bought a house.
Yeah.
You know, like so.
So
If you haven't gotten that already, we
sign the contract.
signed
today.
the contract. Our offer got accepted today, or our offer got accepted yesterday. We signed the basically intent to buy. You know, and today at the time we're recording this is April 11th. And shows how busy we are. It's only 2 days before it's supposed to be out.
Yeah.
I think May 20th, right, is when we buy it officially.
May 20th is the day of settlement.
Day of
So
settlement. So
I just, I
Yeah.
can't wait. I'm so excited.
you know, we looked at one other house before this. I mean, we looked at a couple, but there was one other house that we had put an offer in,
Yeah.
and we didn't get it. It was like, you know, housing market's crazy right now, from what I
Yeah.
understand.
It's very
and,
competitive.
very competitive,
Buyer's
and
market.
we didn't have a ton of like wiggle room with the amount of money we got like approved.
Yeah.
So we couldn't like counter offer or like offer more, you know. So we loved this one house that we found, and we got outbid, and we were like, it's the end of the world. Like,
It had a really, really, really
it had
nice
a really
kitchen.
Yeah, it had a really nice kitchen. It just had like character to
Yeah,
it.
it had a lot of character, and like we were gonna try to fix up the kitchen too because it was like a little bit
Yeah, a little bit dated. Had some
Dated.
great stuff, and also too, like, you know, our goal was to stay in Baltimore. Like, we don't want to live, not in like a bad way, but like for what we do, for like the people that we are. Like, you know, we both work in the city. You know, we've lived here in the city for 6 years at this point.
yeah, and it's a hard decision because like the taxes in Baltimore City are so high comparatively.
Yeah, and just like you pay for what you get, like,
Right.
you know, the city, and you know, so it's like we could live in Parkville or Towson or White Marsh or wherever, you know, but you know, especially with working down here, a lot of the people that we have on the podcast are central to the city, and you know that we record the podcast out of our home, and we will continue to with our new house. Like, we want it to be accessible for that, you know, and stuff like that. So we had like the factor of then we're also buying in the city added to that, and like you said, there's taxes,
Yeah.
there's things are just more expensive, I think, because you're paying for location.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah, it worked out.
I didn't want to move
yeah.
outside of the city.
We live, you know, without like giving too much away, we live in Charles Village right now.
Yeah.
And it's pretty close to that. You know, I'm not going to
Yeah.
give the exact neighborhood, but yeah, I mean, we can walk to where we are now or ride a bike from the new place that we're at. So,
Yeah.
which is
so-
great. And because I love this area that we're in. We've lived in Fells in the past. We've lived in like Remington.
Yeah, we've had some like interesting living situations.
We have had some interesting
feel
living
like.
situations. When I first moved out of my parents' house when I was 22, I guess, you were already living. You had just moved to the city.
Yeah.
You were still finishing up school and working, and I didn't want to live in the city. Like, I liked the city, but it just seemed like kind of annoying and stuff like that, and you know. And then like once I moved down to Fells and stuff like that, especially because it's like very busy
Yeah.
down there, I was like, I can never go back to living like in a small, you know, especially like where I grew up, like at least for the second half of my life, like my closest neighbor was like, you know, very far
Yeah.
away, not very far away, but not like, you know, I had lived on like land kind of, you know,
Yeah.
and so like, but when I was a kid, this is kind of becoming a long-winded story, but when I was a kid, I lived in like a very busy neighborhood, you know, so I think I kind of missed that.
Yeah.
And the city
closeness.
like life, I think, kind of gave me that, and then also just being like a young person that was involved in, music at the time, like all the shows we did and stuff were in the city, so instead of having to drive down.
Hashtag city life.
Right, yeah, so without being one of those cringy people, it was just nice, and now it's like I can't, her dad, who was our realtor, was trying to like convince us to not live in the city, and we basically just had to be like, it's not gonna happen. Like
he just said the taxes are just too high, like and they are, but it's a decision that you as the buyer should make. So like he understood, and he did a great job. He did a great job.
He jumped through every hurdle.
If you need a realtor, hit me
I said
up.
he jumped through every
hurdle.
It's like hurdle and poodle mix. Every hurdle.
He's tired.
I am. It has been a long week.
Yeah, and we did it in a week.
We did it in a week, so
that was pretty fast. I thought.
Last Sunday. Today's just Monday. So not this yesterday, but the week before that is when we found out that we were approved. We knew how much money we could spend, and we just were like madmen. We probably saw 5 houses, 4 or 5 houses.
Yeah, I had
in that week,
like, because he had a busy week at work too, so it was just kind of crazy. Like he couldn't come to a couple of them, so I was like,
you had to
FaceTiming him and like showing them these crazy houses, and
then we found. I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back. I actually found the house that we're buying.
So I went out with my dad that morning.
I'm gonna, give it to myself.
We went to see this place, like over kind of in Hamden area, like North Hamden, and it was becoming more than just a cosmetic fixer.
It was cheaper, and we thought it could be fun to like fix it up, but it became more than just like needs to be painted and updated.
It was a lot.
Coming like tens of thousands of dollars.
So
of fixing up.
He was like, on
I was
Zillow.
at work. I was at work on Zillow, like eating my lunch, and I saw this house, and it was like right at the top of our budget.
Yeah.
We didn't have wiggle room, but it was great. It had, we had a checklist of things that we wanted,
Mm-hmm.
But it had everything that we wanted and some extras. Like one thing it has is a detached garage, like a garage that's like in the backyard. It's like a single car garage, and I didn't know that was on my wish list, but then I was like, oh, that would be a great place for like playing music.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that's now on my wish list.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to have this house because it has like power and stuff out there.
4 bedrooms, which is
3 bedrooms upstairs and then a bedroom
in
the basement.
Which is probably not legal, actually.
Well, I think it has to be like a window that you can like escape
through,
for a fire. So,
but anyways,
yeah, so it worked out. I'm not, we're not going to get into the semantics of it. We're definitely going to document the process of moving and stuff like that for some 100-mile stuff. I feel like it could be fun. Grace has got some great ideas of
time-lapse vlog.
Yeah, we'll do some vloggy stuff. Like, speaking of vloggy stuff, last week, or not last week, but 2 weeks ago, we did that Applebee's video that I hope everyone enjoyed. That was something a little different that we tried. So I think you'll see.
I wish it was Red Robin.
I wish it was Red Robin too. So I think like, the main focus here of the podcast will always be like artists, but I think we're going to upload some stuff to kind of give you more insight on us here and there, Like I said, I don't want this to be like a vanity project, and at the end of the day, if I didn't have to host the podcast, I probably wouldn't. I'd rather be on the other side of the camera, but somebody's got to do it. So I think we're going to try some of that stuff. And kind of back to the house, and as it relates to the podcast, I know this is becoming kind of long-winded, but we've got more stuff here on the show, don't worry. We're going to do our best. Like I said, we're going to probably be moving in about 4 to 6 weeks. We're going to try our best to bank some podcast episodes. We're going to try and record a couple so that way we don't have any more lapses and delays. But that being said, we have to like figure out in the new house like how we're going to do the podcast. And, now we don't have to hang up a curtain. We can make like an actual room area thing.
Yeah.
But we don't know what that looks like yet.
But it is really exciting.
But it is exciting
because our place is so small right now.
So to put it in perspective, like where you see us record the podcast, we have a 2-bedroom apartment that is probably what, Grace, like 600 square feet or something like that. It is tiny, and it's like 2 rooms, and like our kitchen is like
But I love
two
this
people
apartment.
can't stand in it. Yeah, no, I love this apartment, and like
No
I,
shade, but
and like that's
it is
not a
small.
woe is me thing because we pay like nothing for it by
Yeah.
design. We were
Yeah.
like, we're gonna live in a small, cheap place for 2 years, so that way we can buy a house. And lo and
Here we are.
behold, it worked out, right? Because we're pretty frugal people, I'd like to think.
Yeah.
So now we have like actual room for a podcast, so it's not going to just be like a gray curtain because like we can't paint in here. Like, we have to hang everything up with like the command strip things because we can't like drill holes.
Yeah.
So like now we can make like an actual, for people that watch it on video, like an actual podcast like setup, like set and stuff like that. And we want to like really like make it good. So it'll be a work in progress. I don't know how long that's going to take, right? Because, like, obviously not just, like, setting stuff up, like, money as well, paint. I have some other ideas for some other cool stuff that we could do. So, yeah, that just is stay tuned. And like I said, we're going to try and, I feel like I'm, like, rambling, but I feel like we're gonna bank some episodes so that way we hopefully don't have any more delays.
Yeah.
And if you see a video like this of us sitting at the desk, it's because we have to delay something and we're sorry.
Yeah, but we're busy.
We are. And I'd like to think people enjoy the podcast, but I don't think anyone's like Wednesday is ruined because you don't hear our beautiful voices, or I don't know, hopefully maybe it is, and in which case I'm sorry and thank you. But I think also in general, it'll just allow us to do more on the podcast and make it better,
Yeah, we don't want to push it.
Yeah.
Or push ourselves
right.
too hard.
And I think like if
we also have full-time jobs.
Yeah, we also have full-time jobs as well. I think if you watch the first season of the podcast to the newest one, I think you can see like the growth and the changes in like the background and the setup, and like I think if you thought that was good, then you have no idea. It's not going to be season 3. It'll probably happen still within the season 2, but I think like you'll be very impressed with like how it will be presented visually. Then I'd like to think, if that makes sense.
Do you mean in terms of
like it'll just look good? We'll have an actual cool setup with it, and I think that'll allow us to do more fun things.
Everything.
Yeah, we're gonna paint everything.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of where we're at with that. We can kind of put a pin on the house stuff. So stay tuned to our Instagram. We're gonna try and update everyone on there. That's like the best way to follow us. Coming up later in the show, we got some other really exciting stuff that we're going to talk about. That is like, I wanted to delay it with all this going on, but you can't delay it. So, yeah, we'll get to that towards a little bit in a few minutes, but we can get to that in a minute. Trying to think what we've been up to. One thing I do want to update that I've been updating everyone in our opening segment is about my chiropractic adjustments.
Yeah.
So I didn't go for like
you were slipping
few weeks. Yeah, well, it's like up in Bel Air.
It's far, it's
so gas is expensive, and then I also have a $20 copay with it, so it's like $30 like between gas and stuff to get it done, right? And like that sucks. So I was having some pain here on the left side of my neck, and I still kind of am. I think I like slept on it weird, or I store a lot of stress in this area as well, and I think like the house stuff was very stressful. And like this, like down my neck here into like my shoulder was like killing me. And I was like, I gotta go. Gotta get right. And I went the other day, and it was like the most just like relieving feeling. Like
did
legitimately.
It feel like your soul like came out of your body and then came back?
Maybe not quite that. It just felt like, I don't know. It just felt good. It just felt like, yeah,
it needed to
that's
happen.
what I needed.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, it was
that was
great.
My neck crack before. It was like hard when I cracked it.
Yeah.
And like stiff, but it felt like it needed it.
Yeah, no. So, and then it was just tender. And I'm going to go again tomorrow. Just do like 2 weeks in a row just to hopefully fix it. But like I said, it's expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah,
cheap.
we'll keep everyone updated as well on that. I know everyone's listening with these updates with bated breath. Do you want to talk about taking the cats to the vet? I know you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah.
Can I drink some of your water as well?
Of course. So yeah, I was basically when I used to take Kiwi to the vet because we didn't have Miku at first. She was a quarantine cat.
A true
And it
quarantine cat.
shows. No, but I love her.
Yeah.
But our vet is like a 20-minute drive, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's like on the other side of the
It's
city.
on the
down
other side
in
of the
Canton.
city. And
Great vet though. Great vet.
love the vet. That's why we haven't left.
Yeah.
I thought about trying to find another one, but honestly, like their prices aren't that bad if you think
No.
about it.
Good people, do they like call you like crazy though? Like
They do call you.
If
Like
you have an
crazy.
appointment, they call you like every single day for 5 days leading up to it. And for some reason, my number has become like the default number that they call.
Oh, I forgot to change that.
And
Sorry.
like they call me like, "Is your cat coming in on Friday?" And I'm like, "I guess. I don't know. Like, I guess they are."
Because it's just easier if I take the car. We only have one car, so
Yeah,
I have
we
to
share
take the
a
day
car.
off, and I
Yeah.
got it. But anyways, I was like, well, what if I just took them at the same time? Because it's
Yep.
that's like a 40-minute trip, and you got to do it twice, and it's like then I have to take off work twice, so why not just take them at once? So I was like, okay, well, I have to get another carrier, and
Right. We only have one like cat carrier.
yeah, and I just went on Amazon and I was like, okay, well, I gotta find a cat carrier. And the first one that came up was actually a backpack. It was like a mesh backpack. And I thought like Mika would just fit perfectly in it. And it would be easiest for me because Kiwi and like the big carrier is like kind of heavy. So I feel like I wouldn't be able to do two.
Yeah.
And it was just so much easier to have her on my back. And she was so good. She was very terrified on the way down. And Kiwi
Does not like the car. She shits and throws up everywhere.
but you know what you're gonna get at least.
Right, yeah, we know what to expect. So, we have some pictures. I'm sure we can put on screen of them. It was hysterical. Like I said, I couldn't get off work, so you had to do it. And
she threw up on the way down and shit on the way back, and it was really, really fun to clean up.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, and those cats be shitting. Our cats fucking stay regular because they're constantly.
But it's weird. I think Miku got like a little bit traumatized.
Yeah, well, they also gave her like a shot. So like for the next
Yeah.
48 hours after that, she was like hiding kind of.
Yeah,
or,
and like groggy. And
there's a
sleeping
picture that
lot.
I'll post. We have like in our bathroom these like shelves that like one of the shelves is like all of our linens, like our washcloths and our towels, and she just was sleeping up there for like 2 days. She discovered
I was
that
like,
spot. and
great,
loved
I
it.
used this towel to wash my
Yeah, well, it's like I
face.
went to take a shower and like took the
Cat.
towel that she was laying on and was like, "This is my favorite towel. I'm still gonna use it." Like,
Yeah, but
yeah,
it was really cute.
yeah,
But anyways,
definitely was. Yeah,
that was pretty adorable. I think it might have been worth it.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
and then
know.
like the carrier with the backpack's like multi-purpose. You can like take them outside and stuff in it. You know,
I think I just might need to get Kiwi. There's like a pill that you can give them
It's
to
fine,
like
like-
calm them down.
it's
but-
not worth paying like $80 to just not make your cat shit. Like,
Well, it's not about that. It's like her anxiety. About
Yeah,
it.
but I
feel
mean-
really bad.
it's like the way I see it is it's like not a natural thing. Like we're
Yeah.
prone to cars because we're like humans that operate it, but like if aliens abducted us and put us in a spaceship, we probably would be anxious too.
Yeah.
You know.
But then honestly, like, I feel like she
not
would
like
still
Kiwi-
do it even if the drive was like a 5-minute drive. She'd probably
Yeah,
just
'cause
like
she's just out of
poop
her
in the bed
element.
or
You know,
something.
she's out of her element. You know, like
Yeah.
I think to like cats, like your home is like their entire world.
Yeah.
You know, they don't like drive Ford F-150s and go to work
Oh my
and stuff
God.
like that.
What
But
if-
if they did, it would be sick. Maybe one day.
Okay.
Who knows what the future holds?
Moving on.
Moving on. Yeah, actually, if you want, I have, I knew that we were doing this special edition podcast and we didn't have some guests, so I reached out to some people. Yeah, I did.
Do tell.
I did. So I reached out to some people, some friends of the podcast, two people that have been on the podcast before,
Okay.
and asked them to send some stuff in. So we'll go first to Jadoni, friend of the podcast. He was episode 2 of the podcast originally, of Cul-de-sac Collective, which are huge friends of the podcast, obviously. Done, huge friends of 100 Miles in general. I've done a ton of stuff with them. And he just dropped a new single.
It's
called-
so good.
It's really good. It's called Warrior Unit. It's on all streaming services. Under Jadoni, and he sent in a video that we're going to show here in a second, just shouting out the podcast, and shouting out the track. So we could pick it up with Jadoni, see what he has to say.
What up, everybody? It's Jadoni from Cul-de-sac Collective. I'm just here to give a special shout out to 100 Miles Media, from their 100 Miles from Home podcast to them helping us with multiple music videos. They're at the top of their game right now, and they're continuing to get better. So please, 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 please check them out and show them love. And I just dropped a new single, Warrior Unit, on all streaming platforms now, so please check that out as well. Peace.
There he is. They heard it. I asked him to do that, and I really appreciated that, shout out. I didn't really ask him to do a shout out. I just said, mention the podcast, and he did that. So that was great. And then actually, maybe he wouldn't care if I shared this. He was one of the first people that texted me after we got the house.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I remember. Yeah.
And he said congratulations and just said some really nice stuff about, us and the podcast and everything that we're doing. And
yeah, he's the sweetest.
And, I will just say this now. I said this to him. People need to get hip to Cul-de-sac and to all the stuff that they're doing, because you're going to be like, I could have been there before everyone else, so you need to get hip to it
Hop
quick.
On that.
Yeah, and another thing I want to plug, like I said, he has a new single, like he said as well, that's out now, but also they are relocating to Atlanta. Hate to see him go, obviously, but they're gonna, that's where they need to be to do, what they need to do, and, they need to go, they're going to go down there and show everyone who the fuck they are. And if you want to help them with that, as you can imagine, relocating is expensive and time consuming and stuff like that. They currently have a GoFundMe up, just detailing some of the, expenses. I'm sure they had to find new jobs and new living area and stuff like that. So if you feel so inclined to support them, I would really ask anyone to, go and donate them, and we'll put the description or the link to that in the description, and I'm sure you've seen it on the screen as well. So that's been great. Yeah, super happy for them, and I'm sure they'll be back in town here and there. So and hey, now I have an excuse hopefully to go down there and see them. So yeah, super happy for all of them. If you won, I think now maybe would be, like I said, I have another thing that we can cut into, but I think now would be the perfect time to talk about why we initially were going to do this special edition podcast. Housing stuff aside, I'm having really bad indigestion right now. Sorry, I don't know what's happening. Yeah,
you need a Tums.
I do need a Tums. That's another thing here on the podcast, is my recurring acid reflux. Let me drink some water.
Well, you don't need to do that. You just hold it like that. Okay. Oh.
See, my water bottle, I'm so used to
Yeah. Okay.
I just spilled it all over myself. I didn't think there was any.
You dribble.
I didn't think there was actually anything in there. All right.
Wet t-shirt
And
contest.
I'm look at my gross t-shirt now. Hold on, let me cover it up. I can't wear white t-shirts.
No, I have to bleach them
because
every
I just
other week.
am a child. All right, back to what I was saying.
Anyways.
God, I feel so ADHD like this. Yeah, so the big reason that we wanted to just do the spring update podcast is because you may have seen it on our Instagram and stuff like that. We've been kind of teasing it and stuff like that. Well, first off, we have launched the official 100 Miles website.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to pick up with that? Sorry, I feel like I've been talking a lot.
I don't want to shout out his name. Who did it?
Fancy Man.
Okay. Yeah. Fancy Man.
Fancy Man. If you know, you know.
He's been amazing.
Yeah.
And it was so fun to work on it with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just kind of just wanted something simple for people to reference.
Yeah.
If you
So
need to contact us, there should be a contact page on there, right? And then, we want to link to.
Well, I was going to talk more about the website.
Okay, keep going.
You didn't even say what the URL was.
Oh.
Yeah. So
What is it?
So you don't even know. No. So yeah, we made a website, and there's a lot of third party things that you can do, like Squarespace and Wix and things like that, to make websites. I didn't want that. I wanted one that I had full control over, but I'm also not a web developer. The good news is one of my best friends in the world is a University of Maryland graduated web developer. So he was able to make a website with us that we have full control over. It's not like made from template or anything like that. And, this is just something, the landing page, and maybe we'll have some visual stuff on the screen for everyone to see. It's 100xmiles.com. I should have mentioned
100x.
100x miles. Yeah, 100miles.com was taken, unfortunately, but 100xmiles.com. And
I didn't want to get it wrong.
yeah, no, I get it. It's just like a landing page, and there's a YouTube player, and it just pulls in whatever the most recent episode of the podcast was. There's an About tab. I didn't really want that, but I felt like I needed it. That's just like a picture of Grace and I, and like a mission statement, yada, yada. There's a contact, like Grace mentioned. If you're someone that wants to be on the podcast, you can use that form to contact us. It goes directly to my email that I check every single day. And we have gotten some people that have contacted us to be on the podcast.
Thank you for reaching out.
So thank you. And we've been super busy, so we were catching up on, we got just a couple, but we're catching up on those this week. And the third thing on there, the fourth thing on there is a shop button. And you may be saying, Kyle, well, why is there a shop button? And that is because, drum roll please, we have 2 merchandise items that you can buy. Yeah, and I'm sure there will be
Put
some
it on the screen
now. Yeah, so there's a shirt. I just called it the 100 Miles Globe logo. It's just a black shirt, purple and white 100 Miles logo that says 100 miles. It's printed on Gildan soft style.
Would you say a classic?
Yeah, it's very basic t-shirt design, and I kind of just wanted to start with something basic, just get that Globe logo out there. And it was like a test run. Like, I got these shirts made in like September, and it's April right now, because I knew someone that did it, and I just wanted to see what they looked like. And I only got they're very limited amount. I'm not going to say how many, just so people get them, it creates some artificial scarcity. Yeah, there's either 10 or 400. It's somewhere in between there.
Take your guess.
Yeah, take your guess. I knew someone that did it cheap, and I just wanted to see, what they looked like, and did it. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then there's also Grace, I have to give Grace, the credit on this. There's a 100 Miles tote bag. Grace told me tote bags are hot right now.
Tote bags are hot. I love tote bags. Use them at the farmer's market. Sometimes I use them at the grocery store. Sometimes I go shopping. Also, they banned plastic bags in the city, thank God. So, tote bags are hot.
Yeah, bring it, save a bag and use the tote bag. Yeah, they're fun, and they're just like your generic tan bag with like a red 100 Miles logo. I'm sure you've seen it on screen by now by some editing magic. And both items can be purchased for $15. We are going to donate $5 of each item. So of each. So if you were to buy a bag and a shirt, we would donate $10 to local Baltimore charity here in the city called Baltimore Safe Haven. They do a lot of great things, focus primarily on POC, LGBTQ rights, especially, allied to trans folks down here in the city. And we will be updating everyone, once a month or however soon people buy them. On our Instagram story and on our Instagram, we're just going to post the donation receipts, I guess, just, so everyone can see where the money's going. And I think that'll be great. And that's actually the whole reason that we did the merch in the first place, is I had an idea to do some kind of live podcast or something to try and raise some money that we were going to donate. And then it hit me after I got those shirts, oh, we're just going to donate 33% of all of the proceeds to charity. And that's something that we will always do. There will be more merch after this, hopefully, but just because I think it's something fun, it's affordable, I don't know. I just like it. I think it's fun, especially being Grace being a graphic design person. It's really easy just to whip stuff up. So, yeah, we will always be donating a portion of any kind of merchandise that we make to local Baltimore charities. We're not going to do the big name stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I think it's really important to, impact your local community
Definitely.
here. And I think Baltimore Safe Haven is a great one to start with. Definitely will work with them more in the past or more in the future, like going forward, like continuing to donate them. But if there's any others that people would suggest, we'd love to, do it because it gives us an excuse to make more and to continue to spread some of that love. So yeah, like I said, it can be found if you go to the website 100xmiles.com, click on the shop button. And we'll throw some stickers and other stuff that we have in there as well. In fact, if you buy it, I'm going to commit it right now. We'll write you a handwritten thank you letter. We'll do that as well.
That's so cute.
And there's some other cool stuff. I really tried to maybe we can show this on the screen as well. We did like some custom packaging for the t-shirts, not so much for the bags, but we put a lot of thought into like the packaging of the t-shirts. And I probably should mention it'll be live at the time. If you're a podcast listener, you can get them on Wednesday, the time you're watching it. But the official release for it will be Friday. Let me look on my phone real quick because I should have prepared this. That is Friday, April 15th. But if you're a podcast listener, you got the heads up to it, and it'll be available then. So yeah, I'm super excited for it. I feel like I'm rambling. I feel like I'm like thrown off by this setup. I need the desk.
Does the desk ground you?
It does. It kind of grounds me. And also there's like a lot to talk about right now, and I don't have like a guest that I prepared for. It's more like talking about stuff that I'm doing, and that's like my least favorite thing to do. Let me drink some more water.
No, I hear you. We could talk about the paint in the house. I'm going to paint the house green. That's grounding.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm super excited by that. I'm super happy with how they turned out. Very basic stuff just to start with, and we're already working on some more stuff. But we got to get rid of this stuff first. It's on our website. Like I said, shop 100xmiles.com. I'm sorry, 100xmiles.com. Click on the shop tab. It's there. Getting all over the place. Cheap shipping as well. I wanted to make sure the shipping wasn't super cheap. I think it's like $3 to $5 somewhere in there. And we're going to hand mail them all out. You don't have to wait for it to get printed. We already have them. You order it that day. I'll take it to the post office after work, and it'll be there. And like I said, I'll write you a handwritten thank you. And you'll be donating $5 per item to Baltimore Safe Haven as well. So go and grab it. And also too, on Friday when we put it out, we'll have a cool announcement video that I don't know if will be ready by the time I edit the podcast, but we have a cool little retro announcement video of it that we filmed. That'll be posted on Friday with my VHS camera, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, that's been really fun to shoot on. Yeah. I recommend if you can find one.
Yeah, if your parents have an old VHS camera. Yeah.
The discs are like the hardest part to find.
Yeah, because they don't really make that technology anymore.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, super excited about that. We're going to continue to push that here on the podcast. I feel like I'm about to sneeze.
Bless you in advance.
Yeah. Hold on.
Look at the light. Don't sneeze on me.
Could you see it at all?
I wasn't looking. I was hiding.
Right. If there's a sneeze shot, I'll do a slow-mo of it. Oh, that was a good sneeze. So there's gonna be a cool video of it coming out, and we'll have more stuff coming in the future in terms of the merch. All right, I think that's it. I don't know why I got so nervous to announce that. I think it's because it's like I worry that people are like, why the fuck are these people that run a podcast putting out merch? And it's like, I don't know, because it's fun and you can donate to charity, and it was fun to do, and there's more on the way.
Fun to make.
We've already sold some, which has been great.
People have asked me about the bag in public, and I'm like, thank you. They're like, it's cool. I'm like, oh my God.
The limited number has already been chopped down by like 25% just like by friends and other people and stuff like that.
So why not?
Yeah, so get it while it's hot. And
don't judge us.
Promise the second wave will be even better. Like now that we kind of have the money to get it rolling, we can spend more money.
I would like to maybe try like different long sleeve. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Let's not put the cart before the horse. But yeah, I could sit here all day and be like, this is what I think will look cool. But unfortunately, it costs money, and we're buying a house, as stated before. So I actually prepared some segments for just the two of us, believe it or not.
What?
But before we do that, like I mentioned, we have another submission to the podcast, some people that I reached out to.
Soul Fruit.
Yeah, I think we're going to continue maybe to reach out. If you're someone that's been on the podcast in the past, you might get a text from me. Just maybe we could do like a checkup with them, like, see what they've been up to, or if they have anything to promote, or just in general, if you're an artist and you necessarily don't want to do the podcast, but you have something that you want us to promote on here and you're in the Baltimore area, go to 100xmiles.com and hit that contact, and there you go. And you can, let us know. But yeah, I think maybe we should check in with some past podcast guests like we did with Jadoni. But yeah, we have a submission from friend of the podcast, kind of honorary third member of the podcast at this point, Mr. Soulfruit. And he sent in something kind of interesting. It's actually a little bit longer form. He keeps talking to me about the phrase protect your peace, right? And I didn't really know what that meant until he told me, like, protect your, mental state, protect you, kind of do what you gotta do to get yourself right. And he sent in a video relating to that. So I'm not gonna preface it anymore. I'm gonna let Soulfruit take it away, and this is Soulfruit's guides to protecting your peace. Probably a recurring segment going forward. So let's hear what he has to say.
What's up? It's your boy Soulfruit, and I'm here to share how I like to protect my peace. Protecting your peace can mean a lot of things, but for me, it's generally making sure my presence, my aura is happy. I do something at the end of the day to make sure that I'm good with myself. And lately, that's been dipping into that good old nostalgia bag, and I'm playing some old school video games. I got 3 for you, all right? Check it. First one, Bushido Blade 2 on the PlayStation 1. It's a head-to-head fighting game where you get to have this crazy cast of characters. The voice acting is not great, but that kind of gives it this campy nature. One swipe to a vital organ can kill your opponent, so it's different. I really haven't played a game like it, and it's always gonna have a special place in my heart. Number 2 is gonna be this RPG called the Gaia 2 Duel Saga that my brother and I played. Shout out Jadoni, what's up? And I remember it being so cool because you pressed different directions on your D-pad to make your special moves, and you could discover special moves mid-battle. Super cool. Again, special place in my heart. I've been playing that a lot lately, and the soundtrack is sick. And last but not least, if you know me, you know I'll never shut up about The Bouncer. It's a PlayStation 2 launch title where the main character, Xion Barzad, if I can get him on the screen here, actually inspired the design for Sora of Kingdom Hearts fame. And that is a square, soft beat 'em up. So imagine Final Fantasy and weird, gritty bar scene in the game. And that also had a sick soundtrack. So if you can get your hands on a copy, or if you have a computer or something, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, play it. Play all 3. They're wonderful. And find your way to protect your peace. Peace.
I really enjoyed that. I didn't really give him much of a prompt. He, just did that himself, and thought it turned out really good. So I think we'll do more of those, specifically from I can't speak today, Soulfruit going forward. And we'll definitely see a lot more of him on the podcast in the future as well.
We should call it Checking In.
Checking in with
I don't know.
leave the names to me. Good try. I like that attempt. That was great. Wow, we're 40 minutes in. I thought I was worried that this was going to be a 25 minute, but hey, I can talk for sure. Am I doing too much talking?
No, you're fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Sometimes I get self-conscious of that. I am going to do a counter one day though. That is I tend to say, you know what I mean a lot, and
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm going to do a counter of that one day in the corner, where it says how many times I've said it. It's going to be bad. One time I was eating dinner and my dad pointed out to me, not a mean way, but he just pointed out to me, and I got so self-conscious of it. But it's fine. I think it's a transitional thing. It's a question mark, but a verbal question mark. Sometimes I ask you something and before you can even respond, I go, huh? And it drives you crazy. But it's I don't know. It's this weird
I'm
dialect
I'm not done.
thing. It's this weird dialect thing. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but yeah, one day we'll do that. I did, like I said, besides protect your peace with soul fruit, I did prepare a, very thrown together segment, but I think it's maybe a segment that can be expanded on in the future.
A new segment?
New segment. It's kind of, I don't have a name for it. Maybe a meme of the week, I think was thinking of it.
Meme of the week.
Yeah. In the internet age that we're in, people love memes, right? Like even your mom shares minion memes on Facebook and your grandma and shit like that. But memes have gotten like so chaotic and like so crazy, and that's basically what my phone is comprised of. So I was gonna maybe show you a couple memes,
Okay.
and we'll have them on screen. I'll have them on my phone.
We'll have to say what they are for the people
Yeah.
listening. You know.
Sorry for anyone that's listening. Just watch it. But if you're driving,
watch it if you're
but if you're
listening.
driving and listening to it, I appreciate that, and don't watch it because I want you to stay safe. My favorite meme genre right now is the mug root beer memes.
That came out of nowhere, like totally left field for
and that's
me.
my favorite thing about modern memes is they just find very obscure things, and there's like a whole genre of it. And I've been sending a ton. So let me see if I can find my best mug centric
Oh boy.
meme.
I feel like you're kind of like the meme king though.
No, there's people, some of my friends just, I'm like, whoa, dude, like not in a bad way, but like they just like are so heavy with it.
Heavy with the memes.
Like they got a meme for like every situation, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I just something I saw on like Reddit. Okay, the mug meme that I have, I actually want to save for our ending thing, so I'm not gonna. Yeah.
No, you got my hopes up.
Well, I can show you this one.
Okay.
The game Skyrim?
Yeah.
This is like one of the werewolves that you can turn into Skyrim.
Me
and it says,
before my morning.
yeah,
mug.
so it's like crazy werewolf, and it says me before my morning mug. Well, you can't really see it. I'll put a picture on the screen for everyone to see. So that's good.
Is that you before your morning mug?
So I'm not a huge fan of root beer. Personally, I will drink root beer, but it has to be like the coldest it can be.
I agree.
I like
Warm
a root beer
is
float. It's disgusting. It's too thick and like sugary.
Yeah. Root beer
Or on
float is
ice.
good.
I do like root beer on ice, like kind of watered
Okay.
down. And if I had to drink a brand, it would probably be Mug. I'm not a Barks guy. I like the A&W root beer that you can get from like Wawa and stuff like that. This is what I'm gonna show for the.
Oh,
So you understand why?
I see.
Yeah. Let me find another.
There's a method behind your
Yeah, there's a
madness.
method. Okay, this is a new one. This is a one that I found earlier that I thought was great. Crazy Frog?
Yeah.
Like the Joker meme? You know how
Yeah.
that's like a thing? Like cringy guys that wear like Cookie Monster snapbacks
Yeah.
will share like Joker.
What? That's so specific.
So it works though. That's it's like the dude that smokes like Newports, has a chin strap and like a Cookie Monster
It's like,
snapback.
okay, come on.
But so this meme, it's him smoking, the Joker smoking a cigarette. It says, to me, Crazy Frog is just a normal frog.
Crazy Frog is not a normal frog.
Well, no, because they're also crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy.
So-
So it's ironic. The irony.
I don't know if irony is the word, but sure. I thought that was great. Let me find another one. As you can see, I didn't really prepare. I more so just had the idea for this. Let me keep
Hit me
scrolling.
with the memes.
I know, I'm trying to. There's one that I like have in my fucking brain that I can't find. This is why. See, normally I do like too much preparing. Like today we were like, oh yeah, we already delayed it. We have to do
Yeah.
it today. So I apologize to everybody for our lack of preparedness.
Just put a time lapse.
Okay,
here.
I got it. My other favorite genre of meme is skeleton memes.
Those are really good. That's
Crazy skeleton memes are awesome.
That's like something your weird biker uncle puts on his Facebook page like every couple hours.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I don't have one, but I'm just saying.
Me neither. This one is like a crazy skeleton riding a bike, right? For any audio listeners, and it says, she said it was either her or my bike, so you know what I did. I sold my bike on Craigslist for a reasonable profit.
Oh my god. What a simp.
That is a simp skeleton. And then
Simsk.
No,
I tried.
like I said, don't do them names.
Okay.
And then this is one, kind of a topical one. It's a skeleton wearing like a hard hat and like a hammer. And he's like smoking a cigar. It says, "I can't worry about Ukraine. I'm too busy finalizing my divorce."
Thumbs up.
Yeah,
Does he have a
no.
thumbs
He's
up?
like pointing like this. Yeah.
That would have made it better.
So, and then this is another one. This is like a obscure picture meme. So it's like, the movie Barnyard. It was also like a show on Nickelodeon.
Oh, I know the show.
Yeah. Wasn't it a movie? Yeah, it was.
Movie?
Yeah, it was a movie first. It was. And it's just one. I guess like I don't remember the scene. I didn't watch the show or the movie, but it's like the one cow leaning over the other cow. It looks like he's like dying, and it says,
Oh my God.
"Soldier Boy didn't tell him."
Oh my God.
Because at the beginning it's like Soldier Boy.
You tell-
Yeah. So that was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that what happens?
When Soldier Boy doesn't
Yeah.
tell you, dude, Soldier Boy.
He's a gamer now, right?
He streams on Twitch. Yeah, I mean, he's done everything. He said he was the
Yeah.
first rapper to have an iPhone. He made a video game console. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I
Yeah.
did not know that.
He's an interesting guy. What a song though.
What about the last meme?
Well, that's gonna get to our segment. That
Okay.
thing that I showed you, our final segment. Which we're gonna jump into here in right a second.
Right
Is
a second?
that right in a second? I
Are
can't.
you good?
I don't think so. I'm gonna keep it like a stack right now. Like I am. I love doing the podcast, but I am like exhausted. It's been a week, and like I'm excited for everyone. We've already like potentially lined up the next person on the podcast. Like usually we have them scheduled out, but like with all the stuff going on, like we don't. And I'm really excited for everyone to see that because it's gonna be something a little bit different.
Yeah.
We have a lot of musicians on, and I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure that we got something beyond just musicians. It's easy because that's like a lot of the people that I've networked with are musicians, so this will be a little bit
I'm pumped.
different. Yeah, no, I'm pumped too. Yeah, and then also like we said, we've had some people reach out to be on the podcast. We're gonna try, especially now with the whole housing situation, to reach out to everybody and give them some dates and get everyone kind of lined up going forward.
So we're not.
Right, so we're not like frantically scrambling to find somebody and stuff like that. And also just so it's easier for them to prepare and stuff like that and to accommodate. Yeah. So bear with us as we go through this transition process as we're kind of wrapping up here. Definitely pay attention to our Instagram. We'll try and keep everyone updated on that. Before we jump into this final segment, like we said, go to 100xmiles.com, check that out. There's still little bugs that we need to work out, like the about page on mobile looks kind of weird, but maybe it'll be fixed by the time you see this. Go to shop, buy a bag, buy a shirt. We have some more stuff coming later in the summer that I think everyone will enjoy as well as it relates to that kind of stuff. $5 from every item bought goes to Baltimore Safe Haven. We'll put their website in the description as well. And yeah, so without further ado, you thought that you knew what was happening on this podcast. You thought things were different, but we can't do a podcast without doing this final segment. It would feel
be
sacrilegious,
insane.
right? So as always, I would grab the picture of him, but it's like in this cabinet over here. It is time to tweet The Rock. Now, it's different because it's just the two of us.
Was I supposed to come up with a tweet?
Yeah. Well, I have one prepared, if not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So kind of back to what we were talking about before, with the mug root beer. I don't know if you know this, but The Rock actually just came out with his own energy drink. Did you know that?
Let me see the picture. I follow
It's
him on
called
Instagram.
Zoa Energy.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that's what it looks like.
I didn't read the caption.
I
so
hate
didn't know.
energy drinks. I feel like energy drinks are gonna make me have a heart attack. I can't drink even too strong
can't
a
drink
coffee.
them.
I have friends that drink like 3 Monsters a day, and that sounds terrifying to me. That sounds like I would have an anxiety attack instantly. So I was gonna say to The Rock, have you ever thought about getting into the root beer game? and I have a great picture that would go with it as it
The
relates.
root beer game?
Yeah, I mean, he's got his tequila, right?
Yeah.
Terramana. You know, I don't drink, but I'm sure
I want to try it.
I'm sure it's great. You know,
Yeah.
can you drink some and let me know how it is?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Because it's The Rock. You know?
I don't love tequila, but I would
Gotcha.
try his tequila because I appreciate him.
Right. Yeah. The Rock only puts out great shit besides his movies. So I would
Yeah.
imagine it's great tequila, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't really know what that tastes like, but I'm sure it's great if it came from The Rock. And then his energy drink, I heard, is really good. It's like natural energy
Oh, that's
stuff
good.
as well.
Yeah.
He like posts on Instagram that he like drinks one in the morning and then like does a workout. I'm like, that sounds terrifying. I feel like I'd be like throwing up if I drank a Monster.
Well, you don't have any food in your stomach yet.
Yeah, but it's just sugar. And you're like
Oh, I
lifting
see what you're
weights.
saying,
I would
yeah.
like throw up or like dry heave.
Yeah.
Or I would just get like dehydrated.
Gotcha.
But what I'm saying is
Works for him.
yeah. I'm saying that The Rock should get into the soda game.
Yeah.
And The Rock's root beer, or what if he just became a sponsored spokesperson for Mug root beer? And I've already created the Photoshop for it, as you can see on screen. Well, I didn't create the Photoshop. Somebody online did. But
You didn't create it at all.
you have to understand the visceral reaction, or no, like the excited reaction I had when I saw this picture.
You felt like you made it?
I felt like it was speaking to me. I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit, these are like two of my worlds clashing right now, like Mug root beer memes and The Rock. And it just felt right. So we're going to tweet that out. We're going to ask The Rock if he's ever thought about getting into the root beer game. And yeah, hopefully we'll get a response. If this is the one that we get a response on, I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's because like natural sodas suck.
Natural sodas do suck.
Actually, there's one brand that I like. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Well,
it
isn't
up.
some ginger ale natural, kind of? Or it's like
Well-
no sugar and caffeine? But I guess it's not like natural.
That's not, yeah. It
I don't
just
know- I
depends
don't
what your
know.
definition of natural is, I guess. at
I
that
feel like
point then.
no food these days is natural.
Unless you get it from like the farmer's market or your
But even
garden.
then, you know what I
You'd
mean?
have to-
Yeah, I mean, I guess. But then are like the seeds genetically modified? You know what I mean? Like, there's some conspiracy
Maybe that's
shit.
why we all have IBS.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's why such bad indigestion.
Yeah.
But I've been taking medicine that's helped with it.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
are you sleeping better because of that? Because I know
I
that
think
was a
so.
big factor.
Yeah, I don't know how we got on this, but they've been telling me to take it at night, like right before I go to bed, and it's been helping. I also started using like prescription nose spray, and that's been helping as
Yeah,
well.
that's been helping a lot.
So we're just gonna update you with all my weird
With all his health
with all my weird health related stuff.
things, yeah.
Well, I finally have good health insurance for like the first time in my life. Well, not my parents when I was younger, had good decent health insurance at times. At times we had no health insurance, which was terrible. So I've just been like, hey, catching up on shit, like
Yeah.
let me go to this doctor and get chiropractic adjustments and stuff like that. So, but everyone should. Healthcare is very expensive in this country, but if you do have healthcare, it's worth it. You never know what's going on in your body, and hopefully one day we can just have the government pay for it for us.
That would
be great.
be ideal.
That would be great. Joe Biden, you said you were going to do it. Where is it?
This is why The Rock needs to be president.
Right, exactly. he would get it
He
done.
would change the way this country's ran.
Yeah. So, all right. I don't really want to talk about politics.
No.
This isn't
not
a
at all.
political podcast. If you know me, you know where I stand, and that's fuck Donald Trump all day.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, are you ready to wrap up?
Yeah, should we pound out the podcast
Pound out the podcast?
at the end? Like
Give it like a bro.
like give it
like
like
a bro
a
fist?
bro YouTube
No. Pound that was
All right,
was weird.
socials.
Yeah. Oh, right. So I will go through this again. Sorry for being so annoying. You're going to see it more going forward, so I apologize. So you can find me find us always at 100 Miles Media on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at WoolXGod. You can find me on Twitter at WoolXGod. Go to 100xmiles.com. Check out the YouTube playlist of all of the podcast. Check out the About tab if you want to read a really cringy paragraph that we had to write about ourselves and stress out about. And most importantly,
yeah, I hate that.
it was terrible. Most importantly, hit that shop button and pick something up if you feel so obligated to. We would much appreciate it. Like I said, $5 for each item purchased goes to Baltimore Safe Haven. And check our Instagram for updates on that. Grace, what you got?
Just Gracie on you at Instagram. No, Instagram at Gracie on you.
One time you were just like at Gracie on you, and I was like, on what? Like MySpace?
I think that's my Twitter name now, or is it still?
I don't know. I don't know what you're.
GJ Dorito. GD
Don't know.
Dorito.
Do not know.
Don't follow me on Twitter. I don't use Twitter very often.
I'm trying to use it more. I'm not good at social media. I don't get it. I'm not a social media minded person. I'm not like an influencer.
Yeah, I stare at a screen all day, so I'd
Yeah.
rather not be on
Yeah.
a screen all night. But
I'm a white dude that does a podcast, so like I'm already checking like some like like stereotype boxes, so it doesn't get much better than that. But here
My
we are. Yeah.
God.
But it is what it is. 100xmiles.com. If you're ready, we can wrap it up. Stay tuned. Like we said, hopefully there's no more crazy delays. Hopefully we won't need to delay any more podcasts. Next episode will 100% be in 2 weeks, and it will be with a guest sitting at that desk. I can promise you that. If for some reason it isn't like that, something has gone terribly wrong.
terribly wrong.
And we'll let you know as soon as we know. But yeah, if you're ready, we can wrap this up.
Yeah.
All right.
Ready?
Peace.
Lately these jobs got me struggling less, but I'm still under pressure, and I've still been depressed. There's no limit to extra, if it makes you the best. Flying low with the winners, close, take the air out my chest. I ain't tripping so long, maybe it's for the better. Cut the alcohol and the smoke, there's no limit to extra. Ain't as far as it goes, a long way from your regular, degler, ayy. Make it rain on your umbrella, Ella, ayy. Rain down,